Not all training is good training. You can quite easily waste time and effort doing completely the wrong thing.
So here's GCN's top 10 ways to train smarter.
The importance of nutrition should never be underestimated as part of your training. And we've all been there, you come home from a busy day at work and reach for the first thing to cram into your mouth. Often it's not the healthiest and certainly it's not going to be the best for your recovery. But planning healthy, nutritious meals needn't be a chore. Just get a few recipes together and head out to the supermarket and stock up for the week. Now, here's a pro tip for you, and it comes from experience. Don't go food shopping when you're hungry. The chances are you'll come out with a basket full of calorie-rich rubbish. Finally, try cooking in batches so you can make extra portions and save them for when you're tight on time and on energy later on.
No one can be in peak condition all year round, not even GCN. And that's why, if you look at the training plans of some of the top pros, you'll see that the intensity and the duration of their training varies depending on what time of year it is.
Now this is certainly one point where you can try to learn from the pros and even copy them to an extent. Your most intense period of training should come a couple of weeks out from the event with which you want to peak for, so that you arrive on the day of your event fresh, fit and motivated.
If you need help and guidance with regards to your training, then it can really pay dividends to hire a coach.
Hey, this is Daniel Lloyd, Coaching and Associates. You might remember me from such results as 161st overall in the 2010 Tour de France, helping people achieve their goals since 2012. How can I help you?
They're trained to help you set your goals and then to help you get there. Now, some people find that they need a coach to keep them motivated.
And I'm telling you, you can absolutely do this. You've got the strength, you've just got to get out there and train, and you're going to achieve exactly what you want to on the day of the event.
Whereas others are already motivated, they just need how to use their enthusiasm.
Look, you don't need to be going out and doing 6-hour rides. And I know you don't have a proper job, but you're training for a criterium.
Look locally and always choose the right coach for you. I know, Dan, it's not you, it's me, mate.
I mean, sorry, I can't force you to stay, but I mean, it's going to be your loss, let's put it that way. The best way to keep track of your training is to keep a training diary. It will allow you to find out exactly what works and what doesn't for you personally. After all, we're all different. It can be a simple diary like this one where you track the hours that you're doing each day or week, or you can use a piece of software on your computer to keep track of all sorts of metrics: resting heart rate, your weight, the intensity of your training, or even the peak powers that you're putting out. The great thing about keeping a training diary is if you have a really bad day on the bike, you can look back through it and find out what might have gone wrong. Equally, if you've had a day where you're absolutely flying, you can look back through your training diary and try to replicate it.
Depending on what you're training for, working on your weaknesses can really help your performance in a sportif, whether it's fitness-based or technique-based.
If, however, you're training for a race, you need to develop a weapon. Work on a strength that can help you win races, whether that's sprinting, climbing, or solo breakaways.
Power meters are the most accurate way to measure the intensity of your training. Unlike heart rate or speed, they're not affected by outside factors such as temperature, fatigue, caffeine intake, or gradient. Now, SRM were the original producers of the power meter, but there are a whole host of other companies coming onto the market. The likes of Quark, Garmin with their vector pedals, Stages, and a whole host of others are starting to drive the prices down and make them that little bit more affordable. It is worth noting, however, that even after you've outlaid the expense for a power meter, you won't immediately get quicker. You've of course got to learn how to use it, which you can do using various websites, forums, or even books, or even our great videos here on GCN. And even once you've got the knowledge and the power meter, you're still going to have to head out on your bike and hurt yourself.
When you're training for your event, you need to make sure that you're aware of the specific physiological demands that you'll need for it. So for example, heading to France, doing a training camp, doing multiple reps up the Ventoux probably isn't going to help you if your event is a criterium around your local town.
And similarly, working on your maximum sprint and your explosiveness certainly isn't going to help you if you're riding the whole route. So, stick to a plan that's completely in line with your objectives.
How do you know that you're actually making improvements? Actually, it's quite a difficult thing to gauge on a day-to-day basis. That's why it's quite a good idea every few weeks to incorporate some sort of test. This will allow you to meaningfully gauge whether you actually are making those improvements, and if you're not, well, then you can change your training.
And you don't have to go to a lab to do these tests, you can integrate them into your training. Now, although power meters are a great way to track improvements. You could also do it on a local climb as long as you maintain the same weather conditions.
Finally, remember that you should never stop learning. Absorb information from wherever you can, whether that's riders that you train with, from books, from internet forums, or from a hugely useful internet YouTube channel called GCN.
To quickly get to all GCN's how-to videos, click on me.
And to subscribe, click on the face of experience.